here we go again. It's a brand new year, but somehow, some people just can't seem to stay in the past where they belong. And it's time to reflect on that thing for a bit. I won't name names, but yeah, Ice Spice is high on that long list. Sure, there are plenty of nominees for the Please Stay in Last Year award, but Ice Spice is in a league of her own. After a year packed with mediocrity and nothing more, messy drama after messier drama, and even messier one and some very questionable decisions, she's earned her spot on this list. So, get ready, because if you thought 2024 Ice Spice was bad, you are in for a treat in Ice Spice 2025. So let's just get started. But let's rewind to 2023, when Ice Spice was literally everywhere. You just couldn't scroll through TikTok for 5 seconds without hearing Munch or one of her other bangers. She went from Who Is This to Billboard Queen real fast. She even collaborated with big names like Nicki Minaj and Pink Pantheress, and they were all great hits, making her most streamed artist that year. She had over 40 million monthly listeners on Spotify, which is huge. But then 2024 happened. Her monthly listeners went from over 40 million to just under 20 million. Sure, 20 million is a lot, but compared to where she was, it wasn't much. Then people started noticing her music sounded the same, like literally the same. It was fun the first time, but it was same every time. It's like, girl, we get it. What else you got? And then came the TikToks, the Instagram hate, and the Reddit threads. Oh boy, Reddit had a field day dragging her. Posts popped up left and right about how Ice Spice was melting, or how she went from being the hottest thing in music to, well, not. There was even this one viral meme comparing her to a microwaved ice cream cone. Thing is, Ice Spice's fall wasn't just about the music. It was about how people were over the whole thing. Her beefs, her Fortnite skin disaster, and we'll get into that mess later, and just how she was everywhere. It's like she was trying to do everything at once and ended up doing none of it right. One second she's dropping music, the next she's in some dumb drama with Nicki Minaj or some TikTok creator nobody even remembers. And the worst part is, people ate it up. Not the music, no, they ate up the drama. The hate train, if you will. By the end of 2024, Ice Spice wasn't trending for her hits anymore. She was trending for her flops. It was like watching a star burn out in real time. So yeah, her rise was magical, but her fall was cray-cray. Let's talk about the elephant in the room now, also known as Ice Spice's music. Or should I say, the same damn song on repeat. Seriously, every track she drops sounds like it's just a remix of Munch with a couple of different words. Like, we get it, girl, you're the baddest, you're not like other girly pops, you're richer and thicker, but how many times can you tell us that before we start snoring like a middle-aged man? Back in 2023, her music was fresh. Munch was different, it was catchy, vibey, but then it's like she got stuck and not in a stepmom way, and every new release was just a copy-paste job. Remember when Give Me a Light dropped? Yeah, neither does anyone else. It barely made a noise. Compare that to her early songs that had everyone quoting her lines like they were gospel or something. Now her lyrics are giving, what the is this even about? People are bored. When you come out swinging with hits that dominate TikTok, you've got to level up with each new song. But Ice Spice? Nah, she's still serving the same a slightly plate. And the worst part is she doesn't even try to work on herself. You look at other artists who started off with one vibe, but then switched it up. Like, look at Billie Eilish going from whisper singing to full-on pop queen. Ice Spice, on the other hand, just keeps riding the same wave. Fans are out there begging for something new, and all she's giving us is another basic beat with the same lyrics. If you're not giving us bangers, at least give us variety. Even her stans are like, girl, we love you, but can you, I don't know, try? Now comes the weirdest thing in Ice Spice's downward spiral, her Fortnite cameo. Yeah, she got her own skin and emotes in Fortnite. On paper, it sounds like big shit. That's gotta be huge, right? Well, no. It was like the farts in her songs. Her Fortnite skin dropped, and well, the internet was not having it. Reddit was blowing up with comments like, who asked for this? And why is she in a game meant for teenagers? And her signature move isn't exactly something you'd expect in a game played by kids. Fortnite is about building, shooting, and cranking 90s, not whatever dance move Ice Spice brought to the table. Gamers, parents, and everyone in between were quick to point out how out of place she was. Like, imagine logging into a game to chill and suddenly seeing a character modeled after Ice Spice doing that emote. It's not exactly what you'd call family-friendly fun. One Redditor went as far as saying, she's an icon of everything wrong with pop culture today. Over shallow artistry and all hype, no substance. Yikes. Then, parents joined the hate train too, saying her inclusion was tone-deaf and inappropriate for a game that is meant for kids. They were calling out Fortnite for promoting and questioning why Epic Games would even think this was a good idea. Someone even tweeted, why not go with someone more talented or iconic? Like, the game has Ariana Grande, Travis Scott, and even Goku is there. What was the thought process behind throwing Ice Spice in there? But I think her over-the-top persona, or emotes, were not what pissed people off. It was the overexposure. Ice Spice's brand had already been everywhere, on TikTok, Spotify, and now Fortnite. People were exhausted. The whole situation highlighted how Ice Spice's broader public image built on viral moments and questionable antics didn't translate well to a mainstream platform like Fortnite. Instead of being a cool crossover moment, it turned into another reason for people to roll their eyes. It just added fuel to the fire that was already melting her career. The Fortnite skin didn't help her stay relevant. Social media timey. She's been collecting enemies like Pokemon cards, and not just some randos either. She was fighting with big names like Nicki Minaj and TikTok influencer Mads. Yeah, when you're beefing with Nicki Minaj, you're practically begging for death. So what happened with Annika? Word on the street is they had a falling out after some passive-aggressive posts on Twitter. Nicki apparently shaded Ice for being all hype, no talent, and Ice fired back with some tweets about washed-up icons. Barbs didn't let it slide and came for Ice Spice, flooding her posts with clown emojis and brutal memes. And then there's Mads, the TikTok creator Ice got into it with. This one's just petty as hell. Mads posted some tea about Ice ghosting her after they were supposed to collaborate, and Ice clapped back, calling her irrelevant. Yeah, because Ice Spice, who's barely holding on to her relevance, is somehow the arbiter of clout. It was a mistake. Mads dropped a TikTok dragging Ice for being fake, and the video went viral. People were like, damn, even TikTok influencers can't stand her. All this drama fueled the hate train. People who were already iffy about her music or public image now had even more reasons to ditch her. And ditch her, they did. Let's talk about the massive Instagram fallout. In just 12 days, she lost 500,000 followers, and the internet's reaction to her losing followers was almost as entertaining as the drama itself. Memes were everywhere, like Ice Spice's followers are melting faster than her career, or 500,000 people woke up and chose peace. Harsh? Sure. Accurate? Absolutely. We all know that social media numbers are her bread and butter. When your whole brand is built on being a viral sensation, losing that many followers is worse than death. It's influence, sponsorships, and all the cash that comes with it flying out the window. And the crazy part? She doesn't seem to care. Instead of addressing the fallout, she's out here acting like everything's fine. Ice, babe, the house is on fire, and you're just chilling in the kitchen like this is fine. Ice, don't you know that fire is your biggest enemy? Let's talk about something Ice Spice probably didn't see coming, which is how her weight loss became a topic hotter than her music. If you've been online lately, and you definitely have, you most definitely saw people dissecting her transformation like it's a biology class. Some fans are calling it a glow down instead of a glow up, and yeah, it's harsh, but when your career is built on a mix of music and looks, every little change gets put under the radar. Back in her prime, Ice Spice's curvier figure was a big part of her appeal. She flaunted it unapologetically, and it worked. Her fans ate it up, and she leaned into it with confidence. But fast forward to now, and she's dropped a lot of weight. The result is people on the internet are losing their minds over it. Some are concerned, others are just plain ruthless, and everyone's asking the same question. What the fuck happened? You've got fans comparing her old photos to her new ones like it's a goddamn before and after commercial. And it all happened because most people think she looked better before, and the haters aren't holding back. They're calling her unrecognizable, sickly, and straight up saying she lost the one thing that made her stand out. And I'll be honest, when your music isn't exactly chart-topping, your image becomes your lifeline. For Ice, her body was as much a part of her brand as her beats. Losing that signature look was like flipping off the fans. Instead of addressing it, she's just out here acting like nothing's different, which is making people speculate even harder. Is it stress? A new diet? Ozempic? Nobody knows, and Ice isn't spilling the tea. Here's where it gets wild though. Some fans are actually pissed, like she owes them the old version of herself. It's like they're saying, you can't rebrand your body without our permission, as if that's how it works. And the internet being the internet, people are turning her weight loss into memes and jokes, which are brutal but kinda unavoidable when you're in the spotlight 24/7. And well, it affects her career too. When your looks are a big selling point and fans start feeling disconnected from that, it's like pulling the rug out from under your brand. Combine that with her already declining music streams and social media following, and you've got a PR disaster. At the end of the day, Ice Spice should be able to look however the he wants. But when your entire career is built on what you show the world, a change this big comes with consequences. Right now, Ice is stuck between trying to own her new look and dealing with fans who are just not vibing with it. And the clock is ticking on whether she can bounce back or if this is just another nail in the coffin of her fading career. I guess we gotta wait and see. Anyways, let's get into one of Ice Spice's messiest career moments, also known as the Wildlands Festival train wreck. Picture this, it's New Year's Eve, fans are hyped, the stage is set, and all they're waiting for is Ice Spice to show up and shut it down. But instead of a killer performance, they got an unorganized show. So Ice Spice was supposed to headline this festival and perform for 30 minutes. Simple enough, right? Except she showed up 25 minutes late, and by the time she started, there were literally 5 minutes left in her set. She barely sang one song before they had to cut her mic. Imagine paying $350 for a ticket, traveling hours to see your favorite artist, and getting 5 measly minutes of her half-assed energy. If that isn't disrespect, I don't know what is. The crowd wasn't having it, as they should. Booing started almost immediately, and I would do it too. Some fans had traveled up to 6 hours to be there, only to watch Ice Spice act like she didn't even want to be there. And according to people who were in the audience, she showed up completely uninterested. Fans were saying she barely performed and spent most of her time looking like she was counting the 5 minutes until she could leave. Now, here's where it gets worse. After the disaster, the festival organizers were forced to step in and clean up the mess Ice Spice left behind. People were spamming the event's Instagram page, demanding answers for why the headliner they paid good money to see got 5 minutes of stage time. In response, the festival put out a statement explaining that they had to stick to their strict schedule to ensure the rest of the performances stayed on track. Translation: Ice Spice f***ed up, and they weren't about to let her derail the whole show. Well, this was a massive hit to her reputation. Fans were pissed, the festival was pissed, and the internet took this as yet another excuse to drag her name through the mud. Clips of the booing crowd went viral on TikTok. Reddit threads were tearing her apart, and since its existence, internet finally agreed on something. Ice Spice is done. This was supposed to be her big moment, a chance to kick off 2025 on a high note, and instead, she managed to dig her career's grave a little deeper. Well, it is highly unlikely that she will recover from this. Okay, let's get to the apology, or, well, the sad excuse for one. Ice Spice's attempt at saying sorry for ruining a bunch of fans' New Year's Eve was, well, at best, insulting. She basically hit us with, "Sorry guys, y'all can forgive me, right? It was my birthday, and I needed time to look like a Barbie." Like what? That's the apology? Where's the accountability? Where's the actual regret? Fans weren't buying any of that. People started calling her out for prioritizing her looks over the people who spent their hard-earned cash to see her. Like, imagine dropping $350 on a ticket, waiting hours, only for the artist to show up late, half-ass the performance, and then brush it off with, "I had to look pretty." It's a slap in the face. And the thing is, people would probably accept her apology if she didn't act so entitled. Instead of owning up to the mistake, Ice Spice's response came off as dismissive and self-centered. If anything, the apology made things worse. One fan said, "At least lie to us better. Say you were stuck in traffic. Say the dog ate your set list. Anything would have been better than blaming it on your makeup routine." So, what's the takeaway here? Ice Spice's story is a not-so-mini guide on what not to do when everyone hates you. She'd had the viral hits and massive following, but when that began to fall apart, one thing became clear. She didn't have it where it counted to keep the pieces together. Can she bounce back? Maybe. The industry loves a good comeback story, but it is going to take more than a new single or flashy performance. Ice Spice needs to actually show growth if she wants to earn back some of the respect she's lost. Until then, her career might be officially melted, but it's going to take a lot more than a new single or a flashy performance. Ice Spice needs to actually show growth if she wants to earn back some of the respect she's lost. That is it, and peace out.